Hello all my lovelies and welcome to the Blueprint. I'm Lo, and today I'm putting a blueprint spotlight on my eyebrows. I've been receiving a lot of messages, comments, and compliments about my brows. A lot of people asking me if I can do a tutorial and show my whole technique and how I go through the whole process. And I apologize to those of you who have been waiting. It has taken me quite a while, but I'm finally putting it out, so I do hope that you enjoy it and I hope that it helps. One thing I want to say before I continue is that I'm back in Jersey and I'm relaxing, and I've been eating a lot of things that I shouldn't be eating, a lot of greasy foods and Chinese food and all that jazz. So my face is reacting to all that food and I'm breaking out a lot, and I have this lovely little spot right here, this obnoxious little mark. So please ignore everything that's going on here. Pay attention to what's happening in the eyebrow area. Thank you very much. And to recreate these brows, please stay tuned for the blueprint. Okay, so the products that you're going to need if you choose to replicate the way that I do my eyebrows is a shadow that's a little bit lighter than your own eyebrow color. You don't want it to match exactly because it will look extremely fake. The color that I'm using is by MAC and it's Embark. It's a dark brown shadow. And I always like to use a highlight before I start to color on my lids. So what I want to do for my highlight is match the undertones of my skin, and I'm using NYX concealer in the jar, Nutmeg. Now I prefer to use pencil to fill in my eyebrows as opposed to a powder completely, and the pencil that I'm going to use is Brow Wiz by Anastasia, and this is in brunette. Now the beauty tools that we're going to need is a concealer brush. This one is the B19 by Crown brush. This is an XYZ angle brush. And then I have a confidential spoolie. Now you can use any tools that you have. You don't have to use the exact beauty tools that I'm using, as well as the products. You don't have to get MAC. You don't have to use NYX or Anastasia. Any similar color to that, if you have eyebrow color similar to mine, you go with that. If you're a lighter shade than I am, then of course you have to pick the appropriate colors. Remember, this is all about the technique that I use, not the colors. So let's get started. Now, if you are brand new to filling in your eyebrows, then there's certain measurements that you want to follow. The beginning of your eyebrows, if you take your pencil or any type of stick and you put the pencil on the side of your nose and go straight up the corner of your eye, this is where, as a matter of fact, let me use this. This is where the beginning of the eyebrow should be. Now, if you remain in the same position here and then look straight ahead and go right across your pupil, this is where you want the arch of the brow to be, exactly where this pencil is pointing. And then if you still remain in this position, but now go to the outside corner of your eye, this is the ideal measurement for where your eyebrow should be ending. First thing I'm going to do is use my spoolie to brush my eyebrows up. The first thing I'm going to do is work on the bottom here and fill in where the hairs have become just a little bit sparse. And I'm going to be careful not to block in the eyebrow. In other words, I don't want this to be a perfect square because hairs don't grow like that. It's going to look very fake. I want it to be as natural as possible. As I fill it in, then I'm going to go to the top and just work my way up the brow. Now be very careful when you're doing this. The movements or your lines shouldn't be looking like this as you draw your eyebrow in. You want it to be very short and very light. Just like how when you apply your eyeshadow, you always start off lightly and then build up so you can get the best look possible. And it's the same thing, or the same technique that I use when I'm filling in my eyebrows. I start off very light, and then if I want it to be darker, as you can see, I just keep filling it in, and it creates a more natural look than just a straight dark line. All right, so now that I have the basic shape filled in, I'm gonna go in with my spoolie, and I'm just going to brush it through, especially at the head, because this should be the softest area of your brow. Now down here, I really don't have any hair and it's pure pencil, but I'm still gonna brush through it with the spoolie because it's going to make it look more natural. Now I'm taking the angled brush and the dark shadow, and I'm going to load up my brush, and here I don't really tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go right through my brows, paying attention to the shape, and I'm going to fill this in with the shadow, and this is going to add to the natural look and shape of the brow. Just brushing through it with that shadow, and you can almost say that we're setting the brow pencil. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Load up the brush and then brush straight through the brow. And then one final time, I'm going to take my spoolie and brush through this. Now at this point, you can go over your eyebrows with a brow wax or some sort of setting gel, but I found that with using the pencil and using the shadow together, it lasts through the entire day and I don't lose it. It doesn't rub off or anything like that. So I'm going to skip to the concealer brush and the nutmeg concealer in a jar. Loading up my brush, and I'm just tapping in on one side, and then I'm just going to take it out and scrape off the excess. And I want to concentrate this color on the arch. So the first area that I'm going to place the brush is right at the arch, and I'm going to tap that in, deposit some color, and then bring it down. And over here, what I'm doing now, you can use this to sharpen up the area under the brow. And this also adds a natural highlight. So once I have about this much applied, then I go in with my finger and I just blend that down. If you lost any of the eyebrow, then what you want to do is go back in with the shadow and refill any place that your concealer may have covered up, making sure that you're keeping to those measurements. And I'm going to give it a final brush through very lightly. And again, if you want to go over this with a setting gel or a brow wax, or even running mascara through your eyebrows, you can definitely go ahead and do that. You can also apply some concealer to the top side of your brows. If you're going to do that though, you want a color that matches your skin tone. You don't want to go light like you did up here, because you don't want a halo or a ring around your eyebrows. And I'm finished. This is my eyebrow routine. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment boxes below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to be blessed and stay beautiful. That's the blueprint.